They say Route 66 never sleeps. But not every road sign leads you to neon lights and friendly diners. Some point to places that should have been erased from the map long ago. This is the story of Jessica Monroe and the night she checked into a motel that doesn't let anyone leave. Jessica had been driving for hours. The desert stretched endlessly, her car the only sound on the empty road. It was nearly 2 in the morning when she spotted it. A faded neon sign flickered. Silent motel, vacancy. Relief filled her. She turned into the parking lot. The place looked abandoned. Paint peeled from the walls, weeds split the asphalt, and a single light buzzed above the office door. Inside, the air smelled stale. A brass bell sat on the counter. She rang it. The echo seemed to stretch on too long. Finally, an old man appeared, thin, pale, his eyes too glassy. He slid a key across the counter. "Room 6. End of the hall," he said. Jessica thanked him and stepped into her room. The smell of mildew was strong. The bedspread was stained. She didn't care. Exhausted, she dropped her bag and lay down. Then the TV turned on by itself. A grainy black and white image appeared. It showed the lobby. She saw herself entering, ringing the bell, taking the key. Her stomach tightened. She yanked the plug from the wall. But the TV kept playing. At 3:12, footsteps echoed above her. But the motel was only 1 floor. Jessica grabbed her bag and ran to the hall. Every door looked the same. She opened one, room 6. Her own room. She tried another. Room 6 again. Same stains. Same TV. Her pulse raced. She screamed for help. No answer. Only her own voice, echoing back, twisted and mocking. In the bathroom mirror, her reflection didn't move. Slowly it smiled. "You're already checked in, Jessica. You can't check out." The glass rippled. A pale hand reached out. She stumbled away, terrified, and ran through endless corridors that bent like a maze. Finally, she burst into the lobby again. The old man was waiting. "I told you." "Room 6, he said, his eyes now black voids. The walls groaned. The air turned freezing. 100 voices whispered, "Stay, stay, stay." Her body grew heavy. Invisible hands dragged her back. The door to room 6 slammed shut. The TV flickered on once more. The lobby appeared. The bell rang. Another traveler entered. The silent motel still waits on Route 66. If you ever see its flickering sign, keep driving. Because once you check in, you never check out. They say every forest hides secrets. But some withhold things much older, much darker than human memory. This is the story of Emily Carter, a college student who went camping with her friends and never came back the same. Emily and 3 classmates, Mark, Daniel, and Sarah, planned a weekend trip deep into Black Pine Forest. Locals warned them, "Don't go near the hollow." But they laughed. Young, adventurous, curious. The first night was normal. Campfire, marshmallows, and laughter. But at midnight, Sarah pointed out something strange. Through the trees, a dim lantern light flickered. It swayed, moving slowly. No footsteps, just floating. Mark called out, thinking it was another camper. No answer. The light drifted deeper into the forest. Daniel grabbed a flashlight, saying, "Let's check it out." Emily hesitated. Something about that glow felt wrong. But they followed anyway. The deeper they went, the quieter the forest grew. No crickets, no wind, only the crunch of leaves beneath their boots. Suddenly, the lantern vanished. Then they saw it. A massive hollow tree, blackened as if burned centuries ago. Its trunk split wide like a mouth. Carved into the bark were symbols, twisted spirals, claw marks, faces screaming in silence. Sarah whispered, "This wasn't in the map." Daniel, ever the skeptic, placed his hand on the trunk. The bark pulsed, warm like skin. His eyes widened. Before anyone could stop him, he stepped inside the hollow. Seconds passed. Then a scream erupted, raw and human. Daniel stumbled out, his face pale, his eyes black, whispering words none of them understood. His voice layered, like 100 whispers speaking at once. Mark shouted, grabbing Daniel, but the forest itself responded. The ground shook. The trees creaked and bent toward them. Roots slithered across the soil like snakes. Emily pulled Sarah back. They ran, but the path twisted endlessly. No matter where they turned, The hollow tree loomed ahead. Daniel's voice followed them, chanting, calling their names. One by one, shadows stepped out from between the trees, copies of themselves. Emily saw her own face staring back, smiling with bleeding eyes. Sarah screamed, collapsing to the ground. The shadows dragged her silently into the darkness. She didn't fight. She couldn't. Mark grabbed Emily's arm. "Run!" he yelled, but the forest swallowed him too, roots wrapping around his legs, pulling him under the earth. His last scream was cut short. Emily was alone. Heart pounding, she stumbled back to the hollow tree. The lantern light glowed inside. A whisper called her name. She knew she shouldn't, but something stronger than fear pulled her in. Inside, the air was thick, wet, suffocating. Faces pressed from the walls of the hollow, mouths moving, whispering, "Stay, stay, stay." In the center, Daniel stood, or what was left of him. His body bent at impossible angles, his mouth stretched too wide. He smiled, his eyes black voids. "We're waiting for you, Emily," he hissed. "Now you belong to the forest." The tree closed behind her. The lantern went dark. Weeks later, hikers found their abandoned campsite. Tents torn, bags scattered. No sign of the students. Only the hollow tree remained. And if you walk deep enough into Black Pine Forest, you might hear voices calling your name. Voices that sound just like your own. So if you ever see a lantern glow between the trees, don't follow it. Because some lights don't guide you home. They guide you to the hollow.